Hey YouTube, Turtleags here, bringing you another AFK journey video. And Twitch chat, you can say hi to YouTube, your mom, your future self, whoever you want. And I have a special video for you because Chat and we've actually been compiling a list of things that we believe should be implemented in AFK Journey in order to improve the overall gaming experience and even potentially bring some players back to the game, as well as attract more new players. And so this list is in no particular order, although I did try to order it so that the points flow with each other, but it might seem kind of, all over the place. But anyways, okay, I have my list in front of me. Let's begin. So 40 ways to improve AFK Journey. Number 1, reduce the season length from 4 months to either 2 months or 3 months. Now, chat has suggested 3 months, but I'm of the opinion they should reduce it even further to 2 months. Because I think around the time when people started complaining that there was nothing to do in this game was around, I think it was a few days before the 2-month mark. So I think if they reduce the season length in half from 4 months to 2 months, then I think there would be enough continuous or new content to keep people engaged in the game. Like, you would not even think of quitting because there would always be something new to do. So that's number 1. Number 2 would be a new map and story every month, not every season. And this is especially important if they decide to keep doing 4-month seasons, right? Because if you think about it, we haven't had a new map and story since Song of Strife's release, which is kind of mind-blowing. Like, if you had asked me 2.5 months ago, or if you had told me 2.5 months ago, hey Turtle, these 3 regions are going to be the only new map regions for the next 4 months, I wouldn't believe you. But that's actually the reality right now. Open a TXT and type your list, it's easier to follow. Oh, I have it. I actually emailed the list to myself. Yeah. So I'll send you guys the list later. Or actually, I could post it in Discord. Okay, I'll just list it in Discord so you guys can follow along. Okay, so I'll just post it in chat. Sure. For people to follow along in my live stream. Oh, actually, it's not allowing me to. All right, let's just keep going because we're live right now. So number 3, distribute rewards more evenly between all game modes. Dream Realm should not be the only way to get daily temporal essences. So that's point number 3. And then number 4 is more Primal Lords. Once or twice per month because they die in 10 days. So let me just elaborate on that point. So currently, Song of Strife has been around for almost 3 months. It's a little over 2.5 months at this point, and we've only had one Primal Lord, the Crystal Beetle. And the Crystal Beetle died on my server in less than 11 days. So yeah, that's just not enough. We need Primal Lords at least 1 to 2 times per month, and they have to be brand new Primal Lords. So that's what I believe. Okay, number 5, put more thought into who is viable against Primal Lords. For instance, Crystal Beetle, Corrin was basically the only viable DPS. And it was so bizarre because I think the team building that the devs had envisioned for the Crystal Beetle is completely different from the reality. It's almost as though they didn't play test against Crystal Beetle at all. Because if you guys remember, for Crystal Beetle, he had some sort of mechanic where your magic damage dealers would do double damage. But what ended up happening was that the dodge rate of the Crystal Beetle was so insane that somehow Corrin became the main DPS. It was really strange. It really hampered creativity when it came to team building. Like, we were creative, but nothing worked. You had to run Corrin. And what worries me, which I think segues to the next point. Which segues to the next point, point number 6. Create new Dream Realm bosses instead of recycling Primal Lords. And then some of you guys may disagree, but I honestly think no one is excited about the thought of Crystal Beetle being a Dream Realm boss next season, especially if Corrin remains the only viable DPS. I think we can all agree on that. And Vala performed a bit, but they recommended magic damage, and magic damage was trash. True. But the thing was, Vala was actually not even viable. If correct me if I'm wrong, Chad, but even with Crystal Beetle below 50% HP, Corrin was still better than Vala. That's how restrictive Crystal Beetle is. I mean, that's insane, right? Because some people bring Vala as a tech for the second half of the Primal Lord, but in this case, Corrin was main DPS from start to finish. I want to say like there were maybe 3 main revisions. I think only 2 huge impactful revisions that transformed the team, but they all involved Corrin. There were a lot of teams that did not work against Crystal Beetle. All right, point number 7, run S ranks and A ranks raid ups simultaneously. Now, I know that in the latest dev notes, they explicitly stated that they believe A ranks as the only raid up hero is a fantastic idea. But I think we need to remind them that it is a horrible idea, because while it is good that this game makes A ranks as strong as S ranks, but you cannot change the psyche of people, which is that just S ranks feel more premium, right? In general, I don't think you can reverse that psychology. So why go against the grain that hard, you know? Yep, Corrin was a god against Beetle, but I didn't have him built, and I had Supreme plus Vala, so she was so good for me. Oh, gotcha. Hey, Baskin, you're on YouTube. That's why, but Corrin was the goat. Yeah. Okay, so point number 8. Add soft pity to the summon system. I am tired of hitting hard pity 7 times in a row for Hypogean and Celestials. And I'm sure you guys are sick of that too. And I think the same can apply for even raid up heroes, right? Because for raid up heroes, you, instead of a 22.5% chance of getting an A rank, you only have 10% A rank chance. So why add to that suffering by hitting hard pity on Ludovic 4 times in a row? Because there's no soft pity implemented, right? Most game, and by the way, for those of you guys, like if this is your first gacha game, soft pity, what it means is that on your way over to hard pity, where you have 100% guarantee to get the raid up hero or Hypogean Celestial, instead maybe 30 summons along the way, for every subsequent summon after that, like the 31st summon, 32nd summon, 33rd summon, etc., increase the chance of getting the raid up hero. Doesn't have to be an insane number, but most gachas, what they will do is they'll like double, or maybe not double. Yeah, I think they do double the chance of getting the raid up hero from like 2% to 4% or something like that. Yeah, I think it's insane that hard pity's the only way to guarantee a hero. They should make, hard pity life, exactly. They should make it easier for S ranks, for example, Aeron or Thorin, since they are key heroes to have, since they said they are. In power to A levels, it doesn't make sense to earn A levels easier. Yeah. And actually, I don't even think A ranks are easier to get than S ranks because the sheer number of copies to ascend an A rank is insane. Like, I have to get 45 Cocos in order to ascend her. Well, getting 20 copies of an A rank to get them from Supreme to Supreme Plus is actually really time consuming, even if you have the monthly pass. Like for me, I have my Valen and my Walker not even Supreme Plus yet, and I'm a whale, so it's really time consuming. Oh, hey, Nin. Other games usually have like an event where there's two times rates on specific summons, like epic letters or regular ones. Ah, okay, that could be like point 8B. Actually, I like that idea. So make it so that in the standard banner, you can choose or have like every week this random rate up here. Like you could make it like this week you have double the chance of getting Floribel, or next week you have double chance to get, um, uh, I don't know, Olmus or something like that. You know, it could be completely random, uh, but that would be nice. Okay, so point number 9: reset the Honor Duels rank every week. I think we really need that because if you look at Honor Duels right now, I mean, not that there's any reason to be high ranked, but some people don't want. I mean, there's look at how many people are no longer active. Like rank number 2, rank number 3, rank number 9, rank number 14, 16, 17. I mean, just in the top 20 already, you have 5 inactives. And Honor Duel's ranking never resets, which is kind of. I think they need to fix that. So, yeah, reset Honor Duel's rankings. And then point number 10: make Honor Duels offer a new skin every month like they did with Parisa. So, let me explain. Parisa, let me show you the Parisa skin. So I remember when the game first excuse me, when the game first came out, everybody disliked Honor Duels until Parisa had her skin. And I can bet you that every single person I knew, as much as they hated Honor Duels, they wanted the skin. They were like, I don't care how many times my ass gets handed to me, I'm getting that Parisa skin. There was no one who was like, oh, I don't feel like Honor Duels is worth it for Parisa skin. Nobody. Not a single person. And actually, when the Parisa skin came out, I thought that they were going to make this a monthly thing. Where like every month they would have an event where, oh, okay, do Honor Duels and you will get an exclusive skin. But they stopped doing that. And it was such a fantastic idea. As a matter of fact, I remember maybe 3 or 4 days before this, the voice actress for Parisa, she actually rated our live stream. And I think that this could be a fantastic opportunity to not only bring hype to Honor Duels, which is probably the only free-to-play game mode in AFK Journey, but also make it like a way for voice actors or voice actresses to get their name out there. It's a win-win situation. And I mean, the skins in this game are so good that if anything, I actually think time limited skins are even more valuable than time limited medals, right? Like people are already scrambling to get like top 20 and against each Primal Lord, right? Because they want that permanent medal. But a permanent skin is worth more than people love skins, especially time limited ones. It will actually, if you want players to come back, you gotta have a new skin every month, because nowadays you cannot get the Parisa skin, right? Whoever play during the beginning. It's like kind of like Hearthstone as well, right? Like every month they had a new card sleeve. And 3 years afterwards, you still cannot get that same card sleeve. Like it was almost like you knew the card sleeve based on the month it was released because you cannot get it again. I mean, make new skins every month that can only be obtainable by honor duels and make it special. And then it'll be like, oh man, I wish I was playing the game on August 2024 because I could have gotten this really sweet, you know, Lumont skin or something. Well, maybe not Lumont, but like gotten a really who's a waifu in this game? Like gotten this really beautiful Leica skin. Or oh man, I wish I was playing back in, you know, November 2024. I could have gotten this really sweet, I don't know, husbando skin, Diurnal skin, right? Like, anyways, I hope you understand that example. Yeah, full leverage on the FOMO, exactly. Because right now, and this is, I think, point number 35, but I'm kind of jumping ahead here, which is you need to have a reason for people to come back to the game, even if they know they've fallen behind in resonance levels, right? Or something like that. And I think time limited skins are the best way to draw people back into the game. So, anyways, so that was it. Yeah, number 10. Okay, number 11. Or Cessia skin. Oh, yeah. True, Rockstarter. Yes. Make Arcane Labyrinth first time epic letter rewards a repeatable weekly thing. What do I mean by that? Well, right now for Arcane Labyrinth, if I go into this game, heck, you even see the epic letter icon. You see the epic letter icon on Arcane Labyrinth. I mean, this is almost screaming that if there is a way to get renewable sources of epic letters, Arcane Labyrinth should be it, right? So, I mean, you don't even need to give more than, I think, 3 epic letters per week would be amazing. Heck, even 1 epic letter per day will not break the game. I'm pretty sure it will not. Because even if you were to give 1 epic letter per day for Arcane Labyrinth, it would still not be enough to guarantee. Well, actually, it would be enough to guarantee 1 hero, Hard Pity, right? That's not going to break the game. So I think they should make, like, how if they're going to make each Dream Realm, each game mode special, right? Where like Dream Realm is where you get daily temporal essences, standard arena where you get daily arena medals, then make Arcane Labyrinth where you get daily epic letters. I think that's reasonable. I have a better suggestion for Arcane Labyrinth. Make it the end mode game similar to Memory of Chaos in Honkai Star Rail. Yes, I think that's great. That's a great idea. You could do that too. Yeah, I think that if they were going to make it. Yeah, so for those of you guys who don't know what Rockstarter is talking about, Memory of Chaos was a game mode, an end game mode in Honkai Star Rail, where you pretty much needed a developed team in order to defeat, but if you did, you got diamonds, basically the ability to summon more characters. You basically got the diamonds to summon more characters. So anyways, the next one here, number 12, make battle drills another place to earn temporal essences. And the reason why I believe this is reasonable is because if you think about the guild chests, right? The guild chests, when you open them, they do give summons, they give you epic letters, stellar crystals, they also give you temporal essences and title essences, right? So, I mean, if you think about it, guild related activities already has some way to give temporal essences. I think it's pretty reasonable. Given that drill runs is such, it's probably the game mode people are most hyped about, even though the only thing you really get are the, you know, temporary. I mean, this is all you get, really. I mean, yeah, you can get something from the guild chest, but, or this thing right here, but eventually you can only go up to level 5, and that's pretty much it. I guess what they could do is, like, instead of stopping at level 5, go to level 10 or higher. Just make it so that until drill runs ends, you can still get more summons, but you should also have ways. Actually, for Chest of Valor, they should add temporal essences. I think that probably would be the easiest thing to do. Okay, so number 13. Consider offering epic letters, stellar crystals, and selector chests as part of the conversion rewards when season resets, not just golden proficiency. One of my viewers asked me if gold was the, if we were going to get gold for the conversion, and I was like, oh my god, I hope that gold is not the only thing we get from the season conversion. This was something we discussed the other day. I was like, ain't no way that all of this will be converted. All our season artifacts, season levels, yada yada. No way are we just getting golden proficiency. They have to give us selector chests. They have to give us invite letters, epic letters, and stellar crystals. Because the most timeless, most impactful thing that we can do in this game is get our heroes to Supreme Plus and beyond. So I think that is something they should consider. Conversion honestly makes or breaks the seasonal model. Yes, I agree with you, Savvy, and I think that no one is going to object to being able to get to ascend their heroes a lot. I don't think it'll hurt the game if everyone is at least able to bring a couple heroes from 0 copies to Mythic Plus. I think that will not break the game. It will be crazy if I only have some gold. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be that bad, but if the devs were not thinking of this, then I think they should think of this. I would take 1 summon for every 10 season res levels. Yeah, agreed. And sorry, my English is not perfect. No, I understand you, Slash. It's worrisome that they didn't put any spoilers on the end of season rewards. Yeah, agreed. They need to at least say something, that way we can correct them before they actually implement this. All right. So number 14, better male hairstyles. Okay, let me show you what I mean by this. Now, this is only an issue pertaining to people like me who have male character, who have, so if you look at my hairstyles, let me show you how do I, okay. So let me show you all the male hairstyles in the game because it's pretty atrocious. So this one I think is pretty good. This one is okay. This one, I don't really like it. This one's okay. This one's terrible. This one's terrible. This one's terrible. This one's okay. I don't... Oh my god. Oh my... Wow. Yeah, the hairstyles need to be better. Okay, so out of all these hairstyles, which ones did you think looked good? Because I don't know. I think these male hairstyles are pretty mid. And actually, they look too similar to each other, right? I mean, who looks like this in real life? Be honest. Yeah, I don't know. In my opinion, there's only like two good hairstyles for men. So, indeed, went back to female. Male skins are all terrible. Yeah. So the male hairstyles, they need to hire a new artist because this is bad. We need some animated OP wings like Diablo. Yeah, true. And actually, it's not even hairstyles. It's I mean, even the faces look. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, what is this, right? It's very hard to mix and match stuff. Yeah. So, anyways, I think they just need to improve hairstyles in general, especially for the men, and then more outfit choices and better outfit choices. Okay, so that's number 14. Number 15, make gold and seasonal experience books more meaningful. And so here's what I mean by this. So once you get your equipment maxed out to level 400, there's pretty much nothing to spend gold on. And then if you notice here, if you look at the bottom, I'm strapped on seasonal essences. I don't have enough, but I have 18 mil EXP books and 121 bill gold that I have nothing to spend on. So ideas would include adding more outfits to purchase with gold every month, which I know that they offer outfits in the Emporium, but I think they need to add more. Because like where do they even yeah, see, I mean they are offering outfits, but they probably need to add more outfits or something else to purchase with gold because gold and and also we should be able to convert seasonal EXP books to seasonal essence in the same way that for our resonance synergy we can convert, yeah, see, we can convert regular EXP books to regular essence, but I don't understand why we can't do that for the season. Um, and actually, that reminded me of something else, which is we need to have resonance synergy we need season resonance synergy moving forwards because I don't like having to swap my hero positions in order to have everyone, or my key characters to 930. They just need to make it so like once we reach resonance 560, just be able to convert all the EXP books into, uh, you know, uh, just level ups. Okay, so moving on to number 16, be able to convert acorns, artifact shards, and golden essence to something more meaningful. So what I mean by this is if you look at my inventory, now I know that some of you guys are low on acorns, but for those of us who have too many acorns, we need something to convert acorns to. And then artifact shards. I mean, what is this? I have 210 artifact shards and I have nothing, no way to convert artifact shards into, memento shards and oblivion shards, right? I mean, I don't think they really thought this through regarding the bottleneck we would have for leveling up our season artifacts. And then also golden essence, right? Like, I'm sitting on over 7k golden essences and I have no way to convert them into the crimson essences, which I need in order to purchase more mythic charms. Yeah, I think just in general, they need to have a way to convert anything that could possibly sit in your inventory collecting and doing nothing for your account. Okay. So number 17, make damage dealers great again in AFK stages. Currently, Smokey is the only viable DPS. So yeah, that should be pretty obvious for anyone who has actually pushed in AFK stages. You'll notice that in the replays, pretty much everyone is running Smokey. I mean, without Smokey, you can't do damage on the enemies. Now, I know that some people argue that Smokey is performing in a way that the devs did not plan for, right? Like, they didn't plan for Smokey to be this broken such that people AFK stage as much as they do. But I don't think that's a valid argument, because if that was really true, then the devs wouldn't have thought to create pop-ups for stage 1700 or 2100, right? Because if they're implementing pop-ups for that far, that deep into AFK stages, then they probably expected us to reach it at some point. Yeah, or by now it's already been almost 3 months of Song of Strife. They should already. I mean, just the team building is really limited. I mean, I guess maybe the reason why they haven't nerfed Smokey or made other damage dealers actually do damage on the enemies is probably because they wanted more sales on Olmus. Because right now, pretty much the way to clear most stages is you combo Olmus with, say, like Lumont and Aeron to basically crowd control the living daylights out of the enemies, and crowd control them and drag them into Smokey's blue fog in order to kill them. But that shouldn't be the only way to defeat the enemies. Still no Smokey drop. Oh no, Saudi. Make converting golden essence into red essences limited was a bad choice. Yeah, agreed. Okay, so moving on to the next one. We need more ways to counter Igor, Thorn, Shakir, Entendre, and Satrana in AFK stages. And I think this might be something not many people will understand unless you are someone who actually deficit pushes in AFK stages. Because for those of you guys who watch my live streams, especially yesterday's live stream, I was probably losing my mind trying to clear stages where I was not only fighting for survival, but I was time failing consistently, because the only ways I could delete Igor, Thorn, Shakir, Entendre, or Satrana off the map was with Odie and Scarlita. But Odie was too squishy to bring into the fight. And Scarlita, while she was in the air, was not enough to keep my heroes alive. So, and then when Scarlita comes down, she would get like two-shotted, and then I would still fail the run anyway. So we probably need more heroes that can delete enemies off the map. That's probably the solution. And I will touch on that point again in a later point. Okay, so point number 19, remove huge ass pop-ups that block the map when you hit the pause button. So what I mean by this is that if you want to pause the game, to pause a battle in order to assess what the hell's going on in the map, what it does instead is that it has a huge ass pop-up that takes up 75% of the screen and you can't see anything. Like if I was to replay, right? Okay, and then I want to pause. Yeah, see, there's this huge ass banner where I can't pause to see what the starting formation of, or where anything. I don't know what I can't pause the game and see what's going on, right? So just remove, or at least make the huge ass pop-up be translucent so we can actually see what's behind it. So that's point number 19. Point number 20, remove recommended formations from Dream Realm. Now, some people might not like it depending on how lazy you are, but I think that recommended formations is actually hurting the game in multiple ways for Dream Realm. And I'm referring to this thing right here. Basically, in the past, what you could do, in the past, even if you were free to play or low spender, if you cared enough about the game to do your research and maybe follow certain content creators or like join certain Discord servers to find out the latest strategies, the latest meta teams to, get an edge in Dream Realm, you could do so and be rewarded for it, right? But now, what has recommended formations done? What this feature has done is that it has made it to where it doesn't matter what basically research is. It doesn't matter because all you need to do is look this up, copy the latest formation, and then click run. That's it. So basically, you truly make Dream Realm a pay-to-win mode now because all of a sudden, whales, they don't need to do any research. Zero research. All they need to do is P4 all their heroes or Supreme plus EX20 all their heroes and acquire every single hero, and they will make the leaderboards. So, I can't begin to tell you how many viewers have told me, hey, Turtle, I used to be able to compete for rank 10, rank 20, rank 50, top 50 in Dream Realm, but now I can't anymore. It's really hurting the game. Yeah, when you use replay, they need to show you the setup before starting the replay. Sometimes I have to replay a couple of times just to see the setup. Exactly. Yeah, so, yeah, I think recommended formations, while the idea was good, but I mean, I can understand why there would be some benefit to recommended formations, but for people, it basically makes it so like low spenders and free to plays who are already sweating it out and doing massive research to get temporal essences from Dream Realm can't do so anymore. Okay, so that was number 20. Number 21, merge servers of similar power level once a month. So I think this is important because right now what's happening is, servers, they limit the number of people who can enter each server, right? And right now, if I was to go into character creation for, let me do this carefully. So if I was to do a character switch and create new character, you'll notice that the earliest server that I can create a character on is server 624. However, what is happening is like I'm on server 25, right? And so many people have quit that it feels like the game is dead. But the reality is that the game is not as dead as we think. It's just that we've been isolated in our own server, and it feels like there's no one running around in our server because like in most gacha games, people generally quit. Even if the game is good, they quit out of boredom, or there's the competition between gacha games is so competitive now in the gacha space that people move on to the shiniest new game, right? I mean, when Wuthering Waves came out, a bunch of people moved to Wuthering Waves, and now that Wuthering Waves has come out for like a month, people aren't as hyped for it, probably quit that game too. Same thing for ZZZ, etc. So it's natural for people to quit the game. But even if there were new players coming into the game, they wouldn't be able to replenish your server. Like in my case, even if I had new players who watch my content, start AFK Journey, give it a try, they wouldn't even be able to join my server. So servers have no direction to go to but to atrophy, essentially. Yeah, they should merge each 5 old servers into one server. Exactly. And yeah, yeah, pretty much what Rockstarter said. Pretty much every month merge 5 servers together. Maybe like the 5 in a row, you know? And some servers won't like it because they'll be like, oh shoot, now there's more Leviathans. But heck, at least there's more like people in the same server as you, right? Like it'll make leaderboards more interesting. Like if you take for instance Arena, what has happened here, if we go into Arena, I mean, pretty much most people have joined the top 2 or 3 guilds. Like I'm in the guild Lucky, and as you can see, look at how many people from Lucky are in the top 20. And the reason for that is just because there's just been so many people who have quit the game, so many guilds have collapsed to where everyone's in the same guild, and all of a sudden Arena just feels kind of strange because the only people you can really battle is like the one other guild that's, you know, competitive enough to be in champions, or you have to start attacking your own guildmates. And actually this past week we've already had guildmates attack each other. You know, nowadays I have guildmates who attack me, and that wasn't the case, you know, even a week prior. I feel like they deliberately killed the server by making new servers. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's deliberate, Zodser, but I mean, definitely it feels like that, right? Okay, so this is already a 41-minute video, but we'll keep going. So, point number 22: minimize overall power level differences between servers in each district as much as possible. Okay, so what do I mean by this? So thankfully I was one of the lucky few to where my district, our servers was pretty much equally matched, if you will. So if we were to go here, let me see if I can find, okay, I'm sorry, hold on. So if we go into Guild Supremacy, and we go here, districts, right? So my district, actually, they did a good job. They combined 25 with 26 with 27 with 28. But I have some viewers who are in like District 1 where I think server 1 got combined with like server like 20 something. It was like server 1 and then like 22, 23, 24, something insane like that, to where like some of my viewers, they might be rank, I don't know, rank 3 in their server, but they're rank 30 in their district, to where their entire server gets boxed out of the district rewards for Dream Realm. Does that make sense? Yeah, I mean, I don't know if, I think those viewers have actually quit, so I don't have any viewers who can actually say, yes, Turtle's right, but yeah, there are some districts that are like that. My district's not like that, but some are. And I'm pretty sure that the servers that got matched up in the same district with server number 1, probably a lot of them quit en masse, would be my guess. Okay, so number 23, balance the roles each faction possesses. Okay, so what do I mean by this? Okay, so it took us over 2 months to get our first Graveborn healer, Ludovic, right? But if you think about it, there are still certain imbalances in certain factions. For instance, Wilders have no heroes who can delete enemies off the map, right? Like if I was in a Wilder tower and a Wilder faction tower, and I push up high enough to where I'm facing against a Shakir or an Igor, I can, if I'm not high enough resonance level, I could potentially time fail consistently because I'll defeat the 4 enemies, but the Igor, I can't do enough damage to kill him, and I don't have a wilder version of Odie to delete him off the map. So that's what I mean. And then another thing is Graveborn has no other tank besides Thorin. So those are just 2 of many examples where there's just, I guess, like imbalances and roles available to each faction. And I know it tends to be more pronounced in faction towers, but even in Supreme Arena, like when I'm team building for Supreme Arena defenses, like creating 3 arena defenses for my free-to-play viewers, I realize, that is when I feel the most impact from this imbalance, because it's like, shoot, I want to add a Rowan to this team, but that means I won't have the faction bonus anymore, just etc. To be honest, they should add back the catch-up mechanic to not feel behind in terms of progression. Yes, that's actually a future point, Rockstar, but you're right. Yeah, they need to introduce the catch-up feature again. Okay, point number 24, bring Temporal Essence rewards back to Legend Trials, right? Legend Trials used to have Temporal Essence rewards, but now all you get are, as a matter of fact, it's even in the rewards at the top, but I can't remember the last time I got Temporal Essences from Season Tower. They should just keep giving it, to be honest, because it's really hard to climb the towers. And then point number 25, bring Temporal Essence rewards back to AFK stages, maybe once every 50 to 100 stages, because right now the only thing you get from progressing through AFK stages are these artifact shards that don't do anything. Like, I have too many. And season essences, which actually are kind of meaningless too, because of how hard they nerfed resonance levels in the most important game modes like Dream Realm. Alright, so number 26, improve the affinity system. They either need to reduce the time it takes to level up affinity, or they need to add more rewards. Because right now, it just takes so long. Well, affinity rewards, I think all you get, 100 diamonds, that's like a third of a pool. And then invite letters, which is not going to do anything for you. And you need 4,500 affinity to obtain an invite letter. And the thing is that you get 2 affinity levels per battle. It just takes months without the affinity gifts, if you will, to get one character to 4,500. Fun fact, you can click on each hero and get affinity, yes. But when I click, I get 2, and I get 2, and then that's it. I can't get any more. So, I can only get 6 affinity a day by tapping on the hero. And if I wanted 4,500 affinity points, 400, okay, let me do the math. If I wanted to max out my affinity, 4,500 divided by 6, it would take me over 2 years to get one hero from 0 affinity to 4,500, because what I did was I did 4,000. Basically, this is the number of days it would take to max affinity one hero by just tapping them. And nobody's going to tap them every day for 2 years to get one invite letter, right? Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, 2 years to get some gems and 2 suns, exactly. Yeah. All right. Number 27, story quest. We need a story quest for every hero, which rewards diamonds or even a new skin or dupe upon completion. Actually, originally point number 27 was going to be, I think they need more side quests, but actually I don't think that will improve the game. I think what they really need to do is have a story quest for every single character released, and make it meaningful. I think that and voice it. And voice it. Oh, Toast, thank you so much for the resub. Appreciate you. Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much. I am doing well. And you're on YouTube, by the way. We're going over 40 ways to improve AFK journey. We're on point 27 right now, and this video is almost an hour long. I'm actually going to send this to the devs, so anyways. Okay, so number 27. And this was a great idea that someone suggested yesterday. Respawn overworld enemies, and I would add chests. Respawn overworld enemies and chests. Doesn't have to be all of them, but kind of like, you know, if you've played Genshin Impact, sometimes chests will randomly respawn. And it's up to you to explore the map. Maybe you'll walk around one day and be like, oh hey, the chest has reappeared. Oh nice, I can get extra gems that I can use for summons, you know? They should do that. Like respawn overworld enemies that give that drop gold or something. But of course make gold meaningful, otherwise that will be meaningless. And then respawn chests that give you more diamonds and season essences. I mean, with how little diamonds and season essences you already get from chests, I don't see how respawning chests would hurt the game. It would only help the game. It would incentivize people to explore the beautiful maps that you've created. Like, you know, like where I am at right now, they could have like a chest here that would respawn maybe like once every couple days or something, and you would revisit and appreciate the environment, you know? Like, heck, they even had a whole Wilder newsletter this past week that had beautiful screenshots of different areas of the map. So clearly they take pride in their map, and I think the only reason I explored the map at all lately was to plunder crystals. I mean, if there wasn't crystal plunder, I don't think I would have discovered like new plants or new areas that I hadn't explored before. Yeah, the only Graveborn that appeared in the story is Cessia. That's a good point. I'm struggling to find a point in continuing right now. Almost everything being level capped has made it all seem pointless. Actually, that's another point. So yes, I think the level cap, do not introduce level caps anymore moving forwards, and I don't think they should nerf resonance levels. That'll be like point number 28B, is like, you know, sorry, my brain just died. You don't need to baby the free-to-plays in Wales, or you don't need to baby the casuals, I should say. You know, I think what sets AFK Journey apart from other gacha games, in my view, is that it's one of the few games that is not stamina gated, right? Like, yes, you only have X amount of tries for certain game modes to limit the rewards. That is, you know, that makes sense, but I shouldn't be like hard gated for, like, if I want to keep pushing AFK stage levels, you know, then I should be rewarded for it, you know? I think that is okay. I don't know. Anyways, I guess nerfing resonance levels is okay, but don't put a hard cap. I agree with you there. Okay. Oh, and then 29, make overworld exploration more exciting. And as an example, Crystal Clash gave us an incentive to explore the map. So I think, you know, respawning overworld enemies and chests, that is one way to make overworld exploration more exciting. But, you know, elaborating on that, they need to add more interesting overworld puzzles besides chasing chickens, right? I'm tired of herding chickens or lizards from point A to point B, right? That is not engaging, you know. What is engaging are the light up tiles, right? The light up tiles, I think, they can do things with that. There's ways to make that more interesting, you know, to where, heck, even content creators can make guides on those puzzles because they're so challenging, right? And then, you know, the also the puzzle where you push the boulder to out of the way to, you know, make the light hit the pillar, or push, you know, the boulder onto a tile to activate something else. You know, we need more of those puzzles. I think those puzzles were actually pretty good. We were hard gated with the area unlocks. Yeah, true. They shouldn't make strong players feel weaker. They should make weaker players catch up easier to strong players. Yes, I agree with that, Rocksarder. Also, they should make essential rewards locked behind ranking. That would make the gap wider. Yeah. Okay, so and then number 31, Guild Supremacy. Make the glyph shade less pathetic. Some of my guildmates have never fought the glyph shade. Makes guild supremacy almost an afterthought. Now, for me personally, I've only fought the glyph shade once, and that was when we hit supremacy level 4. So I think I fought the glyph shade maybe like almost 2 weeks ago. Yeah, and thankfully I captured that on footage, you know, on my live stream. But yeah, I think, and actually I think also they need to make the glyph shade someone you can actually see on the overworld map. I think that would be pretty cool. That's me. Yeah, I'm the only person in my guild, so I did every battle against it. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, I mean, you know, Barry, one of the content creators, he released a video talking about how he doesn't even know what the glyph shade does because he has never fought the glyph shade. Imagine a content creator who has never fought the glyph shade, right? Like that's wrong, you know? Like a content creator should be able to cover every piece of content in the game, but when you make the glyph shade so pathetic that not even a content creator can talk about it in a video like that, or show in a video, that's, I mean, footage of the glyph shade is actually hard to come by, even. Dude, have some self-respect and get a new guild. Yeah. All right, so moving onwards. Number 32. We need special overworld bosses that respawn every week, which you and your friends / guildmates can hunt together for special rewards. One of the reasons why I liked Crystal Clash so much is because I could team up with a friend to collect something meaningful. So I know some viewers did not like Crystal Clash, but it more had to do with them not having any friends and less to do with the Crystal Clash mode being good. I actually think Crystal Clash is probably the best event, one of the best event modes we've had ever in this game. I think the only reason people didn't like it was if they could not find a friend to defend their crystal with, or if they could not find a friend to conquer crystals with. But, you know, there's so many ways to resolve that, right? Like, you know, if you have a Discord channel, you can find someone, you know, it'll actually encourage you to have friends, you know, add friends in the game. You know, I know none of you viewers have this issue because, you know, you can find people to Crystal Clash with in my Twitch chat. But I'm just speaking for maybe the average person who, you know, anyways, I digress there. Okay, number 33, more guild banner designs. Because, and I think not many people care about this, but I care about this because if we go into here, if you look at banner creation, let me see, more manage. Yeah, let me show you the banner options. There's not many. As you can, like, there's only two colors, green and purple. There's only, I mean, they're thinking about adding colors to changing colors, adding more color skins or color hairstyles for characters, but I think they could just as easily add just a whole spectrum of colors for guild banners. That would already diversify the guild banner options. Maybe like add four more border colors, four more pattern colors, have more than six designs. I think they should have no less than 20 pattern designs for guild banners, you know, shading styles. There's too many banners that look the same. Because if we look at banners in general, right? I mean, the banners don't really look that different from each other. There's a couple banners that look exactly the same actually. So I know it's not a huge uh, quality of life thing, but it's kind of nice. Oh, the ability to decorate the guild house. So as you can see, they it's kind of weird. They actually I think they nerfed uh they improved. Hmm. Is it just me or did they take away? There used to be the ability to have like a whole all your guild mates here, but I think they took it away. But in addition, they should implement the ability to decorate your guild house. For those of you guys who have ever played Final Fantasy 14, there was a crafting system in which you needed to gather plants or ores to forge items to decorate your house with. And you could even have a garden outside your house, and you would actually have someone to water the plants. And you know, in addition to being able to decorate your guild house, you should be able to visit other guild houses. Hang out, even have like a neighborhood. Like in FF14, you had the ability to stroll around neighborhoods, and like your guild would purchase a plot of land, and you could decorate the outside of the guild house, you could decorate the inside of the guild house. There were like rooms and stuff. I mean, I know that's kind of, some people feel like, well, who cares, but some people are really into that. Mine still has all the guildmates hanging around. Oh, that's good. For some reason mine's aren't. You cannot see the real person at the guild house anymore. Huge nerf to social people. Zodser, I noticed that too because I remember at one point there was always one person waving to me. And silly me, I would wave to my guildmate, but then I realized that my guildmate wasn't actually there. It was just, I don't know. It was weird. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, they need to add real people back to the guild house. I mean, if they made guild houses decorable, then I think, yeah, it makes sense. People would actually hang out in the guild house more. Okay, and then number 35, some sort of expedition mode in which you can send your heroes out each day to collect resources for you. And most of the time, they would bring basic resources like acorns, maybe a tidal essence, it wouldn't break the game. But then there would be the rare chance for your heroes to come back from the expedition and obtain diamonds, invite letters, or something meaningful. So, yeah, something like that would be nice. Number 36, voice all the side quests. I know that there's some games that do not voice their side quests, but I don't think AFK Journey needs to be as lazy. You know, I mean, it's kind of like what I was saying before. The gotcha space is so competitive that every little thing that sets your game apart from other games will only help you. You can pay voice actors an extra 200 USD to actually voice all the side quests, right? It's not going to cost that much, relatively speaking, you know. Oh yeah, and yeah, stargaze for diamonds when. Yeah, actually that's another point. So the ability to be able to purchase stellar crystals with diamonds, that way free to plays and low spenders don't have to monka and be like, oh my god, it took me 3 months to get Mythic plus Rainier. Who should I spend the next 3 months getting? Mythic plus Fresto or Mythic plus Scarlita? But I don't like Fresto, or like I really want to lean. Make it so that it's not that monka. Okay, and then number 37, make Mikola a rate up hero. It might happen, but it's looking like it might not happen, especially at the rate in which they are releasing. If they are going to make A rank heroes the only rate up hero, I don't think Mikola is going to be a rate up hero ever. There's too many heroes that need to be released from the AFK arena, um, game, right? So I don't think they'll have time to release Mikola as a rate up hero, but I think a lot of people want Mikola as a rate up hero, including myself. Funny, because you think 3 months is enough for free to plays. Yeah. Oh, funny. Yeah. I mean, if it takes them longer than that, then yeah, that's all the more reason to be able to purchase stellar crystals with diamonds. Okay, number 38, improve the manual system. I cannot begin to tell you how many people I need to talk to about how to set their settings to turn manual. Like, I might even need to film a video about how to turn manual on. You shouldn't have to back out, go to profile, go to settings, go to battle, and then configure your manual control like how I have set up. Heck, even the manual control settings are not that intuitive. What does it mean by shading off to tap to cast ultimate, shade off to tap to activate mechanisms? I don't even know what that means. All I did was I experimented, did a lot of trial and error until I found the sweet spot for settings to be able to turn on and turn off manual and micromanage my manual whenever I wanted. And like you have to configure it in this way in order to, I mean, there's some parts that you need to manual, or how should I say? There's some moments where I want to do a little bit of manualing, but I don't want to have to manual every single thing, right? And that requires a certain configuration. And it's especially Monka when you're trying to AFK stage with Smokey and you don't have enough fingers or mental capacity to manual Aaron, Scarlita, and Cassidy all at the same time, but you have to because Cassidy, she will only tidal wave heroes away from you, which pushes enemies away from you, which makes it so that when Smokey casts his blue aura, everyone's outside the blue aura, right? Just as an example. They need to improve the manual system. Okay, and then number 39, they need to add the manual system to all game modes because there's certain game modes like drill runs where you actually cannot manual. And there's at least one other game mode where you cannot manual. So, okay, and then number 40, excuse me, make it easier for people to catch up if they take a break from the game. And this was something that I think at least two of you viewers mentioned already. A big reason why people don't return is because they think, well, what is the point of me coming back when I'm already so far behind someone who is playing every day? And actually, uh, and this is partly my fault. I think maybe a lot of guild leaders are guilty of this, but in a way, for whatever reason, guild leaders are pressured to keep their guild hyperactive, right? Like, there's a reason why a lot of the top guilds, they have a rule where if a player is AFK for 24 to 48 hours, the guild leader kicks the the player, right? Because people generally don't like to stick to a guild where they have guild mates who are only logging in like every 2 to 3 days, or they don't like to be in a guild where they have a couple guild members who have already been inactive for a whole week. Now, in my case, I've combated that by forming an alliance with other guilds to where we have 1 to 2 guilds where the hardcore players are playing, and we have a guild where if you are going to go on vacation and be inactive for like several days in a row, you can join that guild. And some people are, you know, some people are willing to be in that guild, right? Like for one of our guild alliance guild mates, they play the game casually. And so they're willing to be in a guild where we may move guildmates over there to, who may be inactive every now and then. And just kind of elaborating on this point, when I was playing Final Fantasy XIV, the game had already been around for 1 year. And yes, in the beginning, I was super far behind everyone else. But maybe within a month and a half, I had already caught up and surpassed most people because I studied the game, I grinded really hard, and eventually caught up and surpassed with people, and to the point where I was in the endgame raids for clearing endgame content, like the 13 Coils of Bahamut, for example, if any of you guys remember that. So, I mean, we don't have to implement a catch-up system this drastic, but in AFKJ's current state, people generally don't have any incentive to return even if they want to. I think based on this game's design, I think two of the best ways to bring returning players back, despite them being behind in this game, is one, to have better rate up heroes, and then number two, to introduce time limited skins. Kind of like going back to what I said before, like in Hearthstone, each card back, there was a specific month. Like I remember there was a time when I was like, man, I wish I had this card back that was released back in, I don't know, September of 2014, because that was like, I just loved that card back. Kind of like with this game, right? Like if they released a Cessia skin that was only available on, I don't know, December of 2024, like they made like this Christmas skin for Cessia that was super hot, right? That was only available that month for that year. That, no matter how far behind a player was in the game, they could be like 500 resonance levels behind someone else, right? Get, kicked around in arena like no one's business. But it would be worth it to come back just for that Cessia skin. Just in case they ever want to come back to the game, right? Anything for Cessia, right? So anyways, this video is already over an hour long. If you guys feel like there's any other suggestions for this game, do comment in the comment section below, because I'm actually going to pass the link of this video over to the Lilith staff so that hopefully they'll pass it on to the devs. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.